Wanda. She has a really stinky breath. Hello, everyone. I'm here with Betsy. We're arguing over what, if it's Betsy that smells or the dog behind me. I just took a shower earlier today, so I don't think it's me. I hope I did this right.
Oh, don't I go onto Facebook?
Yeah, you go onto Facebook.
Okay.
Okay. Got enough things open?
I guess so. It's been one of those days.
Yeah.
I had a great day in the shop, though.
Okay, hopefully I'm live. If you go to Goldy's farm, that's Goldy's farm. It's live. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. That one. Now, if you can get to the comments.
Hello,
everyone. Okay, but you got to turn it down, otherwise.
Sure.
If it's Betsy that smells it.
Oh, I guess there's a delay.
Oops, now I did the emergency call, but you got to turn it down so that we don't have the double conversation going on, because that'll make me. There's always a 2-minute delay. Okay.
Okay, it just stopped for me. Oh, but those are still going, so that's great.
Okay, there we go.
Okay.
All right, we should be good. What time is it? It is 5 o'clock. We'll just give it a minute for.
I think it's Wanda.
You think it's what? Yes, Wanda is behind us on her. She takes up every piece of furniture in this house. Every piece of furniture is hers. She's not allowed in my bed because I see her outside in the barn and rolling and stuff. So she's not allowed in my bed. You don't do that either. And she has. I have these 2 little chairs behind me. She sleeps in. She was sleeping in this one, but then she started sleeping in the other one, and she's dirty, so I had to put the canvas thing over each one.
Oh, okay.
And then she gave up on it after I covered each chair, so I have to live with my nice chairs covered. Then she moved over here, and then she moved onto the couch, and I kicked her off the couch because it's a white couch or a tan couch. Right. And then she started sleeping in a pile of blankets, so that's where she sleeps now.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, something stinky.
Well, it's probably you. You've been out doing the barn work.
Yeah.
So Betsy was here taking care of. She's doing the barn work tonight. It's nice.
Yes.
I like to make her work off her
my riding, my horsey time.
Yeah.
And we're making the tack room and just making it a little more back.
Yeah.
A little horsey area.
Yeah. So since the horses are back, and it doesn't impact Goldy's farm at all. It's actually I like having the horses because we've really streamlined, and both Chester and Sunshine, I'm putting in doorways, so we can slide the doorways across, and when we have visitors to the barn, they don't bite, they don't do anything. They're fire-breathing dragons to ride, but they're nice horses. They're very affectionate. So their heads will be able to be out in the aisleway, and people can interact with them as well. So, and they both have stalls at the very end that we used to use for Wallace, but Wallace has taken a full-time job and hasn't been around. So I've staged off that area, and I've got the chains that can go across so we can open the doors and people can pat Sunshine and Chester and feed them cookies out of a pan just as well as every other animal. Because we did go through a little bit of a purge this year of animals on the farm, and I keep saying if they're on this farm, they got to be working for Goldy's farm. So and Chester and Sunshine are included in that. And people like to see the big horses. They're very attractive horses, especially the neighbors, because they did go to the neighbors yesterday, and they were running up the hill today looking to see if they could find any more weaknesses in the fence to get over to the neighbors. But yesterday I did go up there and they want to see the tack room. Yes. Oh, we can see the tack room. Well, she's not done when she's finished. Yeah, everything's torn up right now. But we've redone the feed room, and of course there's a lot of plumbing that needs to take place because we don't have any running water in the tack room. That's been a problem for 2 years because there's been broken pipes and things like that. So that is going to get fixed hopefully this year. And I just carry. It's not a big deal because we can carry water, but it's good. It keeps us in shape.
Good exercise.
Good exercise. So we'll let you see. But the feed room is coming along nicely, and so the tack room's coming along nicely. So it's what Betsy likes to do, that kind of work. And I want the barn to look nice. This property and the barn needs to look nice. So when people come to visit the farm, it's a peaceful, orderly place. And I feel like we've made some really, really good strides to that. my mother's all excited to put the sunflower seeds in around the pond. So that will be nice. I've done a lot of moving around of what I call is manure. It's
Manure spreader.
manure slash topsoil, because I've learned that if you take manure and you spread it about half an inch over anything and throw grass seed on, grass grows. So I moved all the manure, which I needed to remove, because all winter the manure pile became a manure area, and the area spread out, and it was no fault of anybody's. It was just the snow was preventive, so that you couldn't get to the manure pile. So it just became anywhere you could throw the manure, just put it outside, and it will get cleaned up in the spring. Well, the spring is here. The tractor was healthy enough to get it all into a pile and moved where it needs to go. Tractor's sick now, but so I've spread manure all over the behind the ICU headquarters. I call it the kennel, the old ICU building where the dogs. That's a dog run now for Mandy and for Willow when she's here, and sometimes Larky joins them, and they can run around. So I spread grass seed there. I'm gonna move the dogs off for about 2 weeks to let the grass kind of get to grow, but it'll look greener and it'll be nicer. And been doing a bunch of other kind of landscaping, cleaning. Carlene was out on the tractor the other day mowing the grass until she broke that tractor. It wasn't her fault that it broke, but we have a part hanging off that I don't know what that part goes to. But yeah, it's always something. The big tractor it's kind of working. Yesterday it died on me. So Benoit and Carlos, who are working on the boat, they came down and changed the filter. No, they didn't change it. They cleaned the filter and they did a bunch of stuff. And that got me another day of the tractor, but it's since died again. So I'm a little bit stalled on my projects, which makes me very frustrated, because I'd like to gotta get stuff done. I gotta get stuff done. And you know that we've got people coming on the 20th, and that starts the whole season of people coming to the farm. So I'm really anxious to get that moving along. So I'm working on it. And what else do we have going on? Oh, the job today was at Aspen Hill. We were just there last week. So I have I had Judy call them this morning, and there's the problem with Aspen Hill is there's 2 different floors. There's one upstairs, one downstairs, and when we went last week, we went upstairs and downstairs, so we don't need to go back this week to go upstairs, because they just saw us last week. I'm sure they'd love to see us again, but that's not. We're not driving all the way to Haverhill to go. We've got other things, other priorities, and other people, and it's hard having a 5-day schedule. So if I can, and we have to go to Billerica on Friday, and tomorrow, we have to go all the way to Salem. We have a lot of driving this tomorrow and the next day, and I have paperwork that I need to get going. So I was just like, we were just there last week, so let's not do that. So Judy was cleaning up the iced tea tent, because that got really dusty and filthy all over the winter, as you would expect. She's in the process of cleaning all that out, and that will be ready by next week. And so that's what I got going on.
Is your goal, where the big tractor is right now,
Yeah.
and that was your manure pile that's
Yeah.
gotten smaller and smaller?
Yeah.
Is your goal to eliminate that manure pile and only have the one in the back, so it's like more visual?
No, that manure, that's a good question.
Okay.
My vision, because right now we have 2 manure piles, one way in the back and then one over by the barn. The one over by the barn is it's on a concrete pad. It is state regulated. That's what we're supposed to be using, is the one with the concrete. That one is going to be used for the stall. So you could go through the barn and then empty it into that. I'm trying to get it down so it's just, you could just dump it and it's not overflowing and it's not taking up that whole area. And once it's down, so that's the one we're going to use for the stalls. We don't have much manure. It's just the horses, 1 wheelbarrow a day. And I'm going to try to stay ahead of it. And then the manure pile in back, I will just go pick that up and bring it over to once it gets a little bit bigger. But the manure pile in the back is going to be used for every day. I clean out the arena and the paddocks, and that is just, and that usually is another wheelbarrow. So we have one wheelbarrow going to the back, one wheelbarrow going to the front, and that will mean like once a month I fill up the dump trailer and go to Brick Ends, and the place where we bring our manure and we give them our manure. We bring our manure for free, which at least good, and then I always go back in and then you can buy topsoil, because what they do is everybody that has horses in the community brings their manure and they grind it up and make topsoil, and then you can buy it back. which is actually, I'm so thankful that there is a place you can take the manure, because it's state requirement that we can't have it just in a random pile and compost.
I always wondered about that.
I know a lot of people that just ignore it and compost it, but you know me, and so that's what.
So that has always been a dedicated manure pile.
Yeah,
that was there.
That is supposed to be the manure pile, but unfortunately, there's always problems on top of problems. Unfortunately, it's back.
Okay.
Unfortunately, sometimes right now I've got a bunch of stuff for the metal guy that's hiding behind the shed and the barn that the metal guy's got to pick up, and once he picks that up, then that should be access to dump. Yeah, so sorry if we're freezing a little bit. That's on my list, as I say every Wednesday, is to figure out how to get us back in. I think it froze in 9 and 10. When you guys were doing it in 9 and 10, did it freeze there too? Or because I'm also not convinced it's not a Facebook thing. Because we're inside the cabin, not the cabin. Where are we? The loft, and the Wi-Fi's great here. We are within 10 feet of, well, I don't know how far that is, 20 feet of the router. So I don't know why that would be happening. So that's all I've got. That's all we've been doing this week. Still no word from the 5 grants. I've got to start working on more grants. I've got to stay on that, because that's going to be, I'm trying to reduce the reliance that we have, the absolute 100% reliance that we have on Goldy's Warriors and the chicken shitting. So over the next year, you guys, if we can start getting some, it's rarely frozen in 90. If we can start getting some grant money in, then we can not have to have such a big board, and you guys can relax a little bit. But right now, the money that we get in through the board is is what we survive on. For example, remember the horses, all of the animals on the property, everything got a rabies shot. That's not necessarily a requirement by the state, but since we do have these animals out in public, we do have the animals coming in here, they need to be fully vaccinated, especially rabies is the big one. And it was $2,100, our vet bill for the entire month of, the entire month. I think there was a little bit of an outstanding bill for something, but that was we paid the vet bill. It was $2,100, and we do have some staffing expenses and things like that. So, Sissel was in the dog hospital, so that was another bill I had, but that wasn't too bad. But we're reducing our staffing. I'm back home now, so we were paying Elizabeth and Nick to take care of the barn for the winter. And you don't have to pay me to go out there and exercise every morning and do the barn, because I don't mind doing it. And I was very, very, very thankful that Elizabeth and Nick were, it didn't cost us all that much, but that they were willing to do that for the winter. So I was very lucky. But that reduces the expenses a little bit. I'm a little bit nervous about things that are. I think we're through the I don't think we have any. I was worried about that vet bill. I'm like, we have another bill that I'm worried about. Oh, the other bill that I'm very worried about is the Percy, the intact pig that we have. The intact pig needs to get gelded, and I thought it was going to be simple. But it's simple to castrate a pig if you do it when they're young, because they just grab the back end of the back legs, from what my fence guy said. The guy that works on my fence in Aiken. You grab the back legs, you cut, pull out, throw them back down. Next. And because I called down in Aiken, I called all these veterinarians, and they said, no, we don't do pigs. No, we don't. I called horse vets. I called dog vets. Nobody does it. The only place that did it is the University of Georgia, which is like 2 hours away. And I thought, oh, well, I'll just get it done up here. So I've talked to Brian about it, and he said that he can do it in July based on his schedule. However, this is a big risk, is that pigs they're like rabbits. They don't do well on anesthesia. So there is a chance that he won't wake up from the anesthesia. And if we do it in Brian's office, which is always preferable to me, that he might not wake up from the anesthesia, which is not preferable. So what he recommended to do, recommended we do is bring him to Tufts, and he can and we can get him gelded at Tufts, and they have the ability to resuscitate him if he does have any.
What about the place in New Hampshire? Remember?
We could also follow up. You recommended that, and Michelle recommended. There's another place in New Hampshire that
Is that
can do.
Yeah, it's a big center as
yeah,
well.
That's Myrie Equine.
Myrie.
Yeah. So
I think that's what it's called.
We could do that, but it's something that we need to worry about, and also the other thing about the staffing. So we our monthly amount, because we didn't sell out completely last month, and that's a little bit of nerve-wracking. But the other good news for operations, but bad news for us, is Judy is retiring, and she is going to stay on and do some paperwork and continue to do the prizes for the winners for the shatting, and she is going to help out here and there on just keeping everything organized, because as you know, there is we're starting to get a little bit of a bigger they're still going to nursing homes down in South Carolina. I'm working with Angela and Carol O'Brien, and Angela's husband Mark goes on Fridays, and there's a lot of people that are interested in doing that. So there's going to be a lot of coordination with that, and then on top of it, we are moving forward with the Salem 5. I always say that. That's a bank. The Salem Hospital work, where we'll be bringing. They want us 7 days a week for an hour or two a day to wander the halls of the Salem Hospital. So we have to line up. There's a lot of paperwork that goes along with that, because everybody's got to have a Cori check, and because we're working in a hospital now, and the dogs have to have all of their documentation in each one of the dogs to show that they've had their vaccines, and so there's a lot of coordination there that Judy will then be able to help me with, just keeping. I can't keep everything straight and do as much as I do, so she's going to stay on and help that. She's also going to bring Willow one of the days to Salem Hospital. So although she's not going to be on the farm every day, which is going to be really tough, and she's not going to go to the Goldy's farm visits anymore, mostly because of health, 100% because of health reasons, but she still wants to be able to do stuff. So she can wear masks, she can go to Salem Hospital and continue to do what she really loves it. So that's great. So I'm pleased that we're going to be able to still keep her on. So that's good. So I think we'll make, I'm just kind of, I always feel like I need to give you an update on everything else. There's a couple projects that we're still working on it on the farm. And as you know, the way that I do this is because this is, property that is my responsibility. I put the money into Goldy's farm, and then Goldy's farm pays for the renovation. So I put the money into Goldy's farm. We're putting in new fencing. The plumbing is going to be fixed. A couple other things around here that need to get repaired. And that your Goldy's farm money does not go into any improvements around here. That's stuff that I feel is not your responsibility. Nor does it go towards any legal bills, which brings up another topic. We're in court again tomorrow, and it seems like that is still moving forward. Thank you for everybody who, whenever there's something posted out on the legal court webpage, I get like 5 people that have already noticed that it's been there. So thank you for that. I wasn't even aware, but I guess we are moving forward. Wish it would. Oh God, I wish it would be over. This has been So, anyways, so that's all I have going on. Is there anything else that I need to talk about? Judy won't be involved in Willow's training. Assuming that says training. Judy. Willow lives with Judy. So, and as you know, training a dog is every day. The problem with Willow right now, and I have to work with her, is that Willow is much bigger and stronger than Judy. So I'm going to be helping Judy work with Willow, and I started training her the other day. I got to keep on it. Training a dog is every day, and I did it 2 days ago, but I didn't do it today. So I'll get out there and get on her. But she's a much nicer dog when she's not on the farm. I think that Larky winds her up and she gets wild and crazy. She's just very, very young and excitable. But she needs to get some focus and needs to not pull Judy around because she knocked her over the other day, and needs some work. But I will, when we start bringing any dogs for the first 2 weeks when they start going to Salem Hospital, I will go personally to Salem Hospital with them and make sure everything's running smoothly. Because I'm not, in general, it's really going to be Bella that is going to do a lot of it. Carlene actually volunteered to go. I don't know if she'll pass a Corey check though. Carlene and Larky could go and wander. They just want someone wandering the halls and going in and saying, hey, would you like to meet my Great Dane or whatever dog they have, and just interacting with people. So I haven't sold them on the idea because I will go, but I'll bring Percy. So for the first 2 weeks I'm going to go just to make sure everything runs smoothly, and then hopefully Bella will start coordinating all of that stuff. And
Fernanda asked about Mandy in terms of training.
Mandy's, Mandy is supposed to be going Friday with me. And where we're going? Oh, we're going to Billerica. Justin works on Fridays, and he's going on the job with me on Fridays. So Justin and I will go on Friday too. And I've been playing around a little bit. You've probably seen me playing around a little bit with Mandy to make sure that she's just a very, very sweet dog. And I don't see any reason why she wouldn't be really good. And
she's so in love with Justin.
Oh, she loves Justin. Oh
my gosh.
Yeah, that's really cute.
As long as she's with Justin.
She's good, yeah. But sometimes that works against you because sometimes she's like, when I was down in Aiken, I went to a nursing home with a woman and her little dog, cutest little Pork Chop. Oh, he's so cute. And Pork Chop was so in love with her, his whole focus was on her.
Oh.
And then I went and he did good, but he wasn't, he was nervous. And then I went that was on Monday, I went with her. And then Friday, I went to a different nursing home with her husband and the dog. And the dog doesn't really like her husband, obviously, as much. So, so he was much better, like totally different. And so she's now going to a nursing home. They've got a bunch of dogs. So she just grabbed a different dog and she went to the nursing home with a different dog, and so that dog goes with her, Angela, and then Pork Chop, cutest dog ever, goes with Mark on Fridays. So,
Loretta wants to know if there's any plans for the veterans this year, with the person that was coming by and going to have outside gatherings.
The veteran things has kind of fallen off the table. I mean, I would be more than willing if anybody reaches out to me that's a veteran and wants to come visit or wants to do an event here. Then that's we're open to that. We're completely open to that. However, I feel like we've just got so much going on with all of the seniors, and we've really expanded, like ARC's coming back, and we've really expanded into the just generally the disabled and neurodivergent groups. We're at capacity. So I'm not. Maybe I should be out trying to push to get into some more veteran events. I know that we've always done the stuff over at Middleton Region. Oh, is it Legion? Region, yeah. In Middleton, there's a Legion we go to, and I'm sure when and they'll reach out to us, and we go to their events, and so I'm sure we'll continue to do that. So,
do you have any plans to add more cameras?
No. No, I'm not pleased with cameras right now. I can't. I mean, I'm glad that you guys are able to view all the animals, but I personally have trouble with the cameras because I forget they're there all the time. It never even occurs to me that there's a camera in there, and I'm in there singing, and sometimes I don't like the cameras, to be honest with you, but I understand the importance of the cameras, so I just try to remember them as much as I can. So I feel like we've got a lot of cameras covering just about the entire property, and it really, sometimes I need to have conversations with people, and there's no place to go because there's cameras everywhere. So so there's no more cameras.
We should probably swing a camera around at some point, or do a mail chat so people can see the boat.
Oh yeah, progress of the boat. We should do more stuff like that. And I'd like to, especially the donkey camera. As I've cleaned up that hill and it's starting to look nice on the hill, I'd like to put that on something you can swing out and I can move it around. So yeah, I have thought about that, if that's helpful. But there's not a whole lot of places.
No, there's I feel like a lot of everything is on camera for the most part.
Who's in charge of the internet things? We all are. I mean, I'm in charge of. I pay the Verizon bill and the Starlink bill. So yeah, the internet things. What kind of? I don't know what kind of.
I don't know. I missed that.
Yeah. So I know that Nick's been working on cameras. Joe's been working on cameras. Kim does cameras. I got to get back on working on cameras as well. So because I kind of lost a little bit of touch with that, but. I didn't. If there's a problem with the internet, I'm not aware of, other than this Facebook problem that's been going on for a long time.
Someone reminded you of the trial.
Yep.
And
I think it's at 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Elizabeth does get paid for some things. Oh, but definitely not for everything.
Right. She does get paid for some things, but not everything. Yeah. She was. Yeah. That's. She doesn't get paid for a lot of stuff. She gets paid when I was gone, I think it's totally fair that she was compensated to feed the animals because there was a lot of animals here and it's a lot of work. So, and that I think that's public knowledge. Yeah.
Okay. And Jerry says she thanked Elizabeth yesterday, but wanted to thank you as well for the Henny Penny winner's gift.
Oh,
absolutely love
the person
the picture of the Golden Gate Bridge. She's a third generation San Franciscan.
Oh, perfect.
So she loves it.
Okay, so the person really to thank is the Judy who sent out the gifts.
Okay.
I think she sent out 2 months in a row because Judy was out for a little while. So she, I think she sent out a bunch of. I saw her with a whole bunch of packages, and I'm sending out. I'm bringing over some thank you cards to the neighbors who helped my horse yesterday.
Oh right.
Helped the horse wrangling.
Today's Nick's birthday.
Happy birthday, Nick.
Happy birthday, Nick. I haven't seen him yet today. How about a rubber band for Percy?
Yeah, you need a big rubber band.
You could turn him into a stud.
No. Percy is, I'm starting to see, he's going through an adolescent stage that, I gotta get that. Yeah, those have to go. those have to go. I mean, he's perfectly fine with people, but he did. He's a little horny.
Well, maybe if you're worried about the time passing, maybe that place in New Hampshire can do it more quickly. than Tom's, I wonder.
That's an administrative task that I will give Judy, is to start making some phone calls regarding where to get the pig castrated. So yeah, that's that's the kind of stuff I'm going to get Judy to do, which I think is reasonable, because otherwise I can't keep anything straight, as many of you've noted.
Yeah. Well, I was also just curious, will there be maybe more volunteers coming to the farm to do stuff, or is it better with staff?
Yeah, I don't mind volunteers. We have Julie that comes and cuddles with the donkeys. I don't mind volunteers, but there's such a system that goes on that, and like volunteers, I've said this a million times, is they're not reliable, and unfortunately, when you have animals, somebody's got to feed the damn animals. Like, that's why when I was gone, I know I can trust Elizabeth and Nick to get everything fed and keep everything alive. And I know, I mean, the last week when I believe it or not, I was sick, and you know, everybody knows that these animals need to get fed. When you have volunteers, they're just not as reliable, and that when it comes to animals, you just can't have that. I can't have. You know, we can't be off on a job and figure out that someone's left a gate open. Well, that's what I usually do. You know, that something's gone wrong. So I think that it's nice to have volunteers who, you know, may want to come. But then a lot of times then you got to babysit the volunteers, and volunteers are a whole management cycle. So we try to, and if it's people that we know and have good experience, I'm not saying no to volunteers, and yeah. So that's all I said.
Oh yeah.
I get sometimes in my experience running nonprofits since 2010, and we are now in 2000, so that's 16 years. That's why I've aged so much. I need to just get a facelift. I have found that volunteers sometimes are more work than they're worth, and they all have good intentions. But people, I mean, especially now, people are so busy all the time, including me, that it's, you know, they have good intentions, but they got soccer practice and they got a sick child, and this is going on, and mom's sick, and blah, blah, yeah. So we need to just stay close to the team that we have. So
and I'll promise, once the tack room gets a Princess Lake, and the feed room, I'm gonna go there tonight, clean a little more. I cleaned out the fridge and moving things around. So because you made huge changes just from the service dog project, because it was its own whole system with dogs and dishes, and so
so we are not a dog kennel anymore.
So it's exciting though.
And Betsy is not a volunteer either. She is paid, but not in cash. She is paid in
horsey rides.
Yeah, it's a bartering system, so, and it works.
I love it.
What is a Corey check? I'm not really sure. It's what you do when you have
background check.
It's some sort of background check to make sure that you're not gonna you're not really
I think
bad
it's
person.
on every level.
I mean, I think I'll pass, but God knows. No, I got nothing. I'm trying to think of the worst thing I've done, but I think I've ever done anything criminal.
I think it's more for, offenders.
Yeah, it's
types.
more for, like, I've never been arrested. Let's just say that. Never been arrested.
Neither have I.
So, therefore, I've never been caught, so we're good.
I think that's it for questions.
She's asking you if you own your own horse.
No, I don't own my own horse.
Yes, she gets the benefit of...
I prefer to ride Janine's horses. I'm just too busy, and maybe one day, but...
It's a lot of responsibility.
And maybe one day. If I hit the lottery, how's that? Or if I retire.
You got to play to win there, sunshine.
Yeah, you got to play to win. So
I don't think I would own, to be honest with you, I don't know if I'd own horses if it wasn't for the horses that I own.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go out and buy a horse. But these horses, they came from a very sketchy background. They're, rescues. Chester's emotionally unstable, and Sunshine was a lame plow or carriage horse. And I just like them both. I keep them around as pets. I think they add a nice addition to Goldy's farm because they're so pretty. But I don't think I'd go out. I'm done. I'm done rescuing horses, and because it's just too much, too expensive, too everything. So, yeah. And I don't have time. I am really my full focus is getting this place up and running and running smoothly. That's all I want is everything running smoothly. If I need a Phillips head screwdriver, I know where it is. I don't have to go.
I brought one today.
Yeah, it's I'm still cleaning up. Every time I turn around, I came back and there's so many things that were just, it was a tough winter. It was a tough winter for everybody, but the tool shed, I think, got hit the best. Everybody goes into the tool shed looking for something. The person that's really the culprit of it all is Carlene goes in there because she wants to get out of the house. She goes into the tool shed and just putters around and takes everything off the shelf to see what we got and starts to try to clean it herself, and then she loses interest and goes back into the house because she gets cold and leaves everything in utter mess. And so then I'll go in and I'll put everything back and I get everything organized where it needs to go, and then it'll be another nice day. And if she's not in building 25, taking everything out of building 25 and sorting through it, then she goes over to the tool shed and starts sorting through that mess. It gives her something to do. And I know a lot of people have complained that she's not riding the daily doggy. I'm on her. I'm trying to get her out and mow the grass and ride the doggy daily. She's doing great. There's no reason she can't get out there and get a few things done around here. So I'm cracking the whip because I'm getting old and tired.
I'm going to bring a label maker for the tool shed to label some things too. I think labels could work around here.
You're going to have to have
everything in my shop is labeled.
Yeah. So I would say that you're going to need 6 miscellaneous junk labels, and we'll just put them on because there's stuff that I keep sorting. I'm I have no idea what this thing is. But
that could be its own shed.
Yes, exactly. It looks like as soon as I throw it out, I'll figure out that it was really important to something. So I need to keep that.
What about the meat chipper shed? What is that?
That's building 25.
Oh, is that 20? I've always wondered what 25. Okay,
that's
all
full.
right.
And every once in a while,
things.
of Carlene's precious items that are in there that you cannot. She's got the storage container, the container that's right next to the boat place.
Okay.
That big container's full of Carlene's stuff. And then building 25. I remember she moved out of the main house, which was full. Just really full.
So
and we put everything in the container and everything in the building 25. And then she was supposed to just have very minimal stuff in a very small area in this house downstairs. Unfortunately, she's filled that too. It's you can barely move around. You put the Percy Pig's little house there, and you got 2 Great Danes sleeping in 2 different beds, and you got a table, and you got 2 chairs, one for Bud in case he comes to visit so he's comfortable, and it's just very crowded. It's very crowded. And people wonder why I'm so crazy.
Carlene likes it crowded, though. She likes crowded, yeah. It doesn't seem to bother her.
So,
I think that's it. My question stopped. You keep getting them. So.
Yeah, so I think that has covered everything. I don't know what time the court date is tomorrow, but I will give an update on. Everyone pray that this this nightmare will end tomorrow, but I'm sure it won't. But anyways, keep thinking good thoughts because it's been 3 years, so at some point it's got to end. It's got to end, and I don't know what that point is. It just doesn't seem to be over. So, anyways, all right. Well, thank you. My comment is whose comment about? Okay, well, I think thanks for joining us. And we will see you maybe tomorrow. I'll give you an update on the court stuff. But we'll see you all soon. Oh, it's at 2 p.m. Okay, yes, 2 p.m. We have a job in the morning, so tomorrow's going to be a busy, long day. Yay. Okay, great.
Bye.
See you all soon. Bye.